Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Just wanted to take a quick moment to go over some of the more recent positive news, especially since we're dealing with what seems to be a pretty bearish market right now. If you've actually seen the charts, we are pretty much down on all your top performing cryptocurrencies, just short of stable coins. I've been seeing and noticing a major difference when it comes to the volume of, for example, Tether versus that of Bitcoin. There's a substantial amount of money sitting in Tether off on the sidelines waiting for what I'm guessing is some positive action in the market. And then, of course, we could easily see that money going right back into Bitcoin and other altcoins as well. But nonetheless, the markets are down, but we're still getting positive news. And I wanted to start off with some positive news from this A&B Crypto, where we see that crypto assets are changing the competitive landscape of payments industry. And this is coming from a chairman of SWIFT, Yawar Shah. Of course, I hope I'm not butchering that name, but nonetheless, he was at the most recent 2019 edition of Sibos, where he spoke on behalf of what's happening with the cryptocurrency ecosystem, merging kind of into the old standard fiat way of dealing with banking and financial institutions. So that old structure now merging into this fintech world, he's kind of talking about how it is changing the landscape. And something he actually pointed out here, which, because we've talked about SWIFT in the past, we've definitely talked about fintech companies that could either overpower SWIFT, take over SWIFT, or simply partner with SWIFT in some form of way, either that or merge with SWIFT. Nonetheless, we've been hearing fintech getting into the talking points in the same sentence structure as the name SWIFT. And now we're seeing members of SWIFT talking about, how this new fintech world could potentially open up a bigger landscape for even them and their companies. So he says basically it is a fantastic time to be professional in the financial service arena. Cross-border payments are still showing healthy growth. Cross-border payment flows and revenues are mainly concentrated in the business-to-business segment. Payments have clearly outperformed other parts of the financial service industry. Not only is the growth in shareholders' return higher, so are the multiples. And he's right. When it comes to really this entire landscape, if you will, of cryptocurrencies, there's definitely been a huge fluctuation in the price of different cryptocurrencies, which has made some people rich, some people not rich. But it's really, I think the more important part to take away from this is that it's shown growth in this particular ecosystem when a lot of people thought that it was going to fail. And I think that's what's opening the eyes of a lot of people, especially those in companies such as SWIFT. They're seeing that this actually is something that is still growing, and it didn't fail. It didn't fall on its face and of course go away. It is still happening. We are seeing a lot of growth. We're seeing, take Ripple for example. I mean, they are reaching out to multiple banks and financial institutions on a global scale, and of course they're not stopping. Yeah, of course we have JP Morgan with their network of banks is like obviously in the 300s plus as far as the amount of banks that are connected to JP Morgan's blockchain quorum, if you will. But nonetheless, they're dealing with a different type of structure, whereas Ripple's trying to make this an open network for a lot of companies to get themselves onboarded and actually utilize, the Ripple network, utilize things such as XRP. The Internet of Value is a primary focus for Ripple, the company. So that is something I think these companies like SWIFT see, and they can see that as a threat. They can also see this as a very good opportunity as well. And I think that that's what we're gathering when it comes to members of SWIFT and these major companies out there. Something else that he actually said here, which is very interesting, is the last sentence. He says something in regards to those who ignore the fundamentals of what's taking place right now in this ecosystem can actually, again, if they lose sight of this, if they simply ignore these fundamentals, they are doing so at their own peril. Didn't we hear something like that coming from Christine Lagarde, stating, for example, that if banks do not adopt, they're going to disappear? And of course, this is again something that we're hearing echoing from a chairman of SWIFT. So guys, this is a lot of information to take in. Again, we are seeing a decline in the cryptocurrency market at this point in time, but a lot of it I think has to do with what's happening with the SEC. And if that is the case, then we could easily see the cryptocurrency market bounce back. But nonetheless, we're getting very positive action and news coming from people that are main people from companies such as SWIFT. This is absolutely fantastic. Something else I want to quickly go into as well. Now, since I had brought up the topic of Ripple, and of course, we understand they have XRapid and they're making a use case out of XRP, they've also been making major connections with big banks and financial institutions, like we expressed before. They also have a major connection with some of the bigger name banks out there, such as HSBC. And of course, HSBC just recently came out. According to this article here, you can see they're saying that XRP Ledger is a potential game changer. Now, I know that this is something that's been mentioned in the past by other entities, stating that the XRP Ledger would be a game changer, but now we're just getting more clarification from, again, a very big banking giant, HSBC, looking at the XRP Ledger as this way for money to transfer back and forth, different types of value. If you know anything about the XRP Ledger, guys, you could transfer the value of really all sorts of cryptocurrencies, all sorts of currencies, period. And of course, I think it's going to be a game changer for sure, the way it was designed and the way it's supposed to work, and of course allow for interoperability. That right there in itself is the game changer. And of course, again, when you have an entity such as HSBC coming out stating that that's what's going to be happening, especially with the use case of the XRP Ledger itself, it will absolutely be a game changer. So it's definitely something to focus your attention on when you see these bigger name banks out there expressing their attention and focus on things very, very specifically like the XRP Ledger. And they're not saying Bitcoin blockchain. They're not. They're saying very specifically XRP Ledger. That right there is something we should all be taking away from a lot of this information here. And it should be showing you the bigger picture, because I think subliminally we are seeing that these banks are focusing their attention on something that Ripple's doing, rather than, again, companies that are dealing with Bitcoin or Ethereum, things of that nature. And that right there says a lot about Ripple, the company. Like I said, they are really at the forefront when it comes to a lot of the development in this entire ecosystem, what's happening when it comes to being, an innovator, if you will, creating, the means for making a use case out of one of the fastest digital assets out there. That is absolutely amazing for a company to do that, and then have banks and financial institutions take an interest in that. So again, HSBC talking very, very highly about the XRP Ledger here as a game changer. I definitely think so as well. One last thing I want to quickly go over. And finally, Bitrue is in the news today. It looks as though they're going to be launching a crypto-backed loan platform on September 30th. That is their live date for this. Now, I'm bringing this to everybody's attention because, one, Bitrue Exchange is definitely a fantastic exchange to kind of convert to if you have any type of experience using exchanges. For example, Binance, which has just recently excluded the United States citizens from using their platform. Yes, we will have Binance US, but nonetheless, guys, if you have any experience using those type of exchanges, Bitrue Exchange is absolutely something you can convert to very easily, and for the novice, it is very easy to use altogether. So something to most certainly check out. Please go to my description and my links, and you can actually download the Bitrue app to your phone, or just simply have it for a part of your desktop. But nonetheless, guys, I'm bringing this to everybody's attention again because I'm seeing this as a common theme in the cryptocurrency space when it comes to having cryptocurrency-backed loans. Basically, you would have any cryptocurrencies that you have right now collateralized so that you can have a fiat currency loan taken out. In this case, for Bitrue's exchange here, again, this platform will go live on September 30th. Your loans can actually be collateralized against Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and USDT Tether at a 0.04% daily interest rate. So again, guys, you have to keep in mind that the loans will go against, as far as, again, being collateralized against Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and USDT. So those are the types of cryptocurrencies you would want to hold in your exchange there to be able to do this particular collateralized loan. You would then get at least a minimum, no less than $100 for your loan. I think you can go up from there, but I'm not exactly sure the full maximum amount. But nonetheless, guys, a minimum of $100 for your loan. Your cryptocurrencies on their exchange will be collateralized at 0.40% daily interest rate just as well. So really, guys, if you are someone who is maybe desperate for some fiat cash, this will be a good way to go for you, I guess, in emergency situations. But outside of that, I never recommend anybody taking a loan out, ever. And only because that just simply creates more debt. And the purpose of getting into cryptocurrencies is to avoid having to be part of that debt system there, or at least try to escape as far away from it as you possibly can. But nonetheless, if you are in dire needs of some sort of fiat currency loan, Bitrue is most certainly going to be offering this. Again, it is going to go live September 30th with their platform. And again, those loans will be collateralized against Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and USDT for 0.04% daily interest rate. So something to take in consideration. The article also talks a little bit about the Power Piggy. I know I've mentioned that in the past. Basically, guys, the Power Piggy is something that will allow you to actually accrue an interest off of certain types of cryptocurrencies that are stored away in some sort of cold storage wallet that they actually have separated there. Again, very specifically for what's called a Power Piggy. So if you have, for example, 1,000 XRP, you could go through, and there's a time frame of when you can actually set up your cryptocurrencies to be part of this Power Piggy. And I think it's at 8 o'clock in the morning, at least from my standpoint, and then 8 o'clock at night. So you'll have to find out the exact time frame for your location. But nonetheless, there's 2 times during the day you can actually enter into the Power Piggy, and it's very specific to certain types of cryptocurrencies, but you actually can accrue interest. You can actually get paid for allowing them to hold your cryptocurrency there, almost like a little security wallet. So something to take in consideration. Another reason why I would actually encourage anyone to check out Bitrue's exchange. Again, go to my description there and just simply download the link. You can actually download the app to your phone, or like I said, try it out on your desktop. But just make sure you're actually utilizing that link there to get right into Bitrue's exchange. Outside of that, guys, there's definitely a lot more news. I'm going to try to quickly wrap up some more information together and get another video out for you guys. But outside of that, thank you for watching. I do appreciate that. If you're new to this channel, please hit the like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell, guys. I've been seeing in regards to my videos being populated, I'm not getting a lot of traffic, and I think it's because of the fact that a couple months back I was actually given a strike on YouTube, and so that's actually withheld me from being part of a suggested list. So you have to definitely take this into consideration when it comes to anybody's channel being put on a strike. It definitely affects the algorithms, and it's most certainly affected my channel. So the best thing you can do is really just share this content with as many people as possible so it gets more eyes on this kind of information out there. And obviously every single day when we got news coming out, I'm trying to pump out videos for you guys. So you're going to have to do this on a daily basis. Just when you see my videos, like, subscribe, and hit that share button, and you're on your way. But outside of that, guys, I definitely appreciate you guys being part of this channel for sure. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.